Do you think Deshaun Watson ends up getting traded in the next 30 days? Because I already know the answer to the question, but not only do you think he gets traded, you appear to be calling your shots a little east.
I think Deshaun Watson is going to be a Miami Dolphin. My opinion, based on certain things that I've kind of stumbled upon here and there, but I think even if you don't do that, there are so many details of the relationship that the Texans have with the Dolphins, the draft picks that the Dolphins have accumulated. Certainly, the incentive now to maybe get the deal done quicker because it seems as if a settlement might be in the works, depending on who you want to believe. And it's a better business decision for both. I've been saying it's a business decision for Deshaun Watson. It's a business decision for the Texans to be able to trade him. And the reason is they don't want to mess with this anymore. We heard from Nick Caserio earlier addressing the Deshaun Watson thing. Pretty good answer, but very middle of the road. The Texans don't want to even have to do that anymore, and they will have to do it every day. We heard from John McClain earlier, and by the way, you can go back and rewind on Audacity.com, Audacy.com,
AUDACY,
to listen to that. And he was talking about, man, I really want to talk. I've requested talking to Lovie Smith. Well, what's one of the reasons that Lovie Smith hasn't been made available? Deshaun Watson. What's one of the reasons that they're just so buttoned up over there? And you're not even really seeing much about Deshaun Watson on the website and otherwise. It's a good business decision for the Texans to trade him sooner rather than later. It's a very good decision for Deshaun Watson to settle and get traded.
Here is the first public words from Nick Caserio. We've heard him talk about Deshaun Watson when the standoff was what we thought we had to be worried about. But this was the first public mention of Deshaun Watson's legal troubles, courtesy of HoustonTexans.com and Nick Caserio.
Nick, I know you've answered a lot of questions about Deshaun Watson this offseason, and he's going through a very serious situation right now. I know the Texans are cooperating with the league, working with the league, but what can you tell us about that? How do you handle that as you build the 2021 Texans?
We're certainly cognizant and aware. We made a statement at the beginning about where the organization stood. I would say it's a legal situation. It's a legal process, so we're certainly respectful of that. We certainly take them very seriously. The allegations or what's been discussed are certainly troubling. And organizationally, that's not something that we can condone, that we condone those types of actions. But again, we'll let the legal process take care of itself. And however it's going to unfold, we'll certainly comply and do what we can to help and facilitate a resolution for everybody.
They don't want any of that noise. That's all they want to say about it. It's a business decision for the Texans to be motivated to trade Deshaun Watson, just like Deshaun Watson to settle and get traded. And then, of course, there's the Dolphins and their relationship with. Nick Caserio knows those guys very well. Worked with Brian Flores for 15 years, 16 years maybe. It was 04 to 9. And certainly Chris Greer, the Dolphins general manager, was a Houston Texans scout in the scouting department for 16 years. This is a relationship that can make this deal happen. I am on the record as saying I think this is going to happen.
When it does happen, let's pretend that it happens. Deshaun Watson gets traded. Before the last few weeks, when all this other stuff started happening, there was it seemed like, and I don't want to speak for other people, but it did seem like the popular consensus was, oh bleep, Deshaun Watson's getting traded. This sucks. This organization is incompetent. What an absolute joke. What a disaster. What a dumpster fire. Screw you, Bill O'Brien. Screw you, Jack Easterby. How the hell did you get us to this point? Deshaun Watson's going to leave us. We stink. My gosh. Unprecedented, blah, blah, blah. Does that change at all if he goes somewhere? Let's say they get the same compensation. Let's say they get the same compensation that they would have gotten before this happened, and it's not like you're taking less value. Does that change? It doesn't change for me. Now, I will be intrigued to see what Nick Caserio can do with these assets, because I think he was dealt a tough hand because King Bill and Jack Easterby as a duo were absolutely incompetent.
Right.
But does that change the way you look at things gone on regardless of results?
Not in the least bit. See, people.
You don't get bailed out. Like, in other words, like, regardless of what happens, let's say Deshaun Watson's the biggest sicko we've ever seen. And again, this is hypothetical. If Deshaun Watson's the biggest sicko we've ever seen, and he is a sick guy, if that doesn't change the fact that you put yourself in this position.
Correct.
It does not change that you put yourself in this position. As a matter of fact, it would make you almost look worse because it happened while he was in your building. So I don't think the Texans, in by any stretch of the imagination, at least through my eyes, get bailed out in this situation. And if the bare minimum happens, and let's say we find out the other extreme, and again, this is hypothetical, the other extreme is in Deshaun's favor, you don't get bailed out there as well. The Texans are not getting bailed out in this situation as an organization, and unless that's how you want to roll. If that's how you want to roll, that's fine.
It's not.
But the incompetence is how it is.
More than one thing can be going on at the same time. It happens every day in our lives, right? So the one thing going on in my life right now, when Deshaun Watson gets traded, is I'll be furious, absolutely furious, that you had the best thing that ever happened to this organization, and you were prepared to make a run for a freaking Super Bowl, which this city has never experienced ever, and you blew it. I'm going to be furious. Simultaneously, yeah, I'll look at those draft picks and my mind will start to wander, right? My mind will go, well, okay, let's start cleanup. You know, I'm not trying to make light of disasters. We had more than our share here. But, you know, figuratively speaking, disaster has happened to the Houston Texans. The worst possible scenario. You had freaking Deshaun Watson, and you blew it. There's no other way. And some of the people who blew it are still in the building. We know who he is. I'll be furious. At the same time, I'm going to start looking at those draft picks. Let's say it's 2 firsts, a second, Tua Tagovailoa, and a third. All right? I'll start thinking, all right, well, let's see about Tua Tagovailoa's hip. Let's see about number 6 overall, if you get that from the Dolphins. All right. Kyle Pitts, anybody? Kyle Pitts is I think at number 6 is the pick the Texans will get, just based on, again, their history as Patriots and how good a tight end he is. My mind will start to be kind of, giddy almost about that. But I'm going to be furious.
Yeah, you don't get bailed out by this.
Yeah.
And it's not like the Texans decided they wanted to part ways with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson decided that before this came out.
But they instigated it. They had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, oh yeah, they earned it. They functioned as a very poorly run football organization from early 2019 to December of 2020. There is no disputing that. So if Deshaun Watson does get traded, in the eyes of some, again, we don't tell people how to feel. Mm-hmm. You feel how you want to feel. John Lopez speaks for himself. I speak for myself. Figgy speaks for himself. But in my eyes, yes, I'll be intrigued by the Nick Caserio thing, but you are not off the hook. Your sins of the past, when it comes to the way you've run this, they do not go away.
I've been furious. My feelings about that and Jack Easterby still being in the building, somehow, some way, that guy still has a job after what he's done, has not changed. But yeah, give me a number 6 overall, number 30, or whatever it is overall. I'll start thinking about possibilities.